Hey, everybody. Welcome to The Experience, live with Russ and Scott.
Welcome to The Experience, live with Russ and Scott.
Special thank you to our sponsors, the Gillette Home team of Keller Williams and Laura Gillette. For all your real estate needs, go to teamgillette.com. And H&R Block of Albany, Corvallis, Lebanon, and Kaiser. For more information on your tax preparation needs, call 541-928-6432. Hey, here we are. Woohoo! It's time for the experience. Go ahead.
I just love that opening video. I love watching all those faces. And I was just thinking, Russ, that if you and I find the winning lottery ticket blowing down the street, of course, the chances of that are probably better than if we actually paid for the ticket. But if we find the winning lottery ticket blowing down the street, we need to fly every one of our guests together to a big hotel and just spend a week hanging out with each other, because we have the most remarkable guests every week on the experience. This week, absolutely.
Yes. Well, first of all, let me say that's an awesome idea. I love that idea. Second of all,
it's got to be a week. It's got to be at least a week.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So yes, today too is just like no other day except for today on the Experience Live with Russ and Scott, where amazing people are like Tim Sohn and Nancy Barrows, who are with us today. And we're so excited for that. And we appreciate them more than you know. So I'm super excited about that. But before we get to them, we just wanted to first remind you, we're here every Wednesday at 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. That's right, 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, live with Russ and Scott on the Experience. And before this, we were actually live on Instagram, 6:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. We go live with our friend Shri every Wednesday morning. Have a great time on Instagram. Have a great group of people over there. And then we jump here at 7. Then it's not over. The fun continues. 10:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. We're not even going to tell you what we do between 7 and 10:30. But anyway, 10:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. We have the Experience Live with Russ and Scott Mastermind all around live streaming. It's amazing. You should join. If you don't, go to russhedge.com or dscottsmith.com for more information. Scott, what do you got coming up this week?
Well, it's always a fabulous week. Wednesdays are so much fun because I get to hang out with you a lot. And you are such a great guy, such a good friend. I just love Wednesdays, a highlight of the week, definitely a peak. And but tomorrow on Thursday, I'll be a guest on your show, Russ Reels, where we're talking about building community. You've got great guests, great panelists that are coming on. People want to tune into that. Then Friday morning at 7 a.m. Pacific, that would be 10 Eastern time. It is the June 2022 edition of the Virtual Global Tea Break with my co-host, Alan Hennessy. And he's actually going to be the guest teacher. He is the digital mentor. You will want to tune in for that. That is free. That is free. This is international networking for free. people definitely want to join in. globalteabreak.com.
That is amazing. I wanted to say, I want to see if I pulled the right one up here. Let's see. Yes,
Look
there
at that.
is tomorrow. And look who else is in there. Mr. Tim Sohn is part of
Sohn.
that group as well. Wow, that's going to be a good one tomorrow. That's going to be a good one. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't mean to cross-reference shows, but since you talked about it and Tim is on it too, I thought I'd throw it up there.
I'm excited because this is a good week. We're here at the middle of the year. People have, maybe if you've set some goals for the year and you're halfway through now 2022 and you're thinking, you've either killed them and need to readjust because you need to improve those goals, increase them, or you haven't quite haven't met them yet. And so this type of teaching is so important. What you're going to get in Russ Reels, what you're going to find here on the experience, what you will get in the virtual tea break, the global tea break, the connections, the connections. Absolutely. It's anyway, just do it.
I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. Hey, the one last thing I want to say is today at noon, if you love community, if you love connecting, you love people, but you need a little help, I'm here for you. That's what I'm all about. And today at noon, successfully transform your business in 3 simple steps. Are they easy? Not so much, but are they simple? Absolutely. Join me today for free. If you put in the promo code FREE, all you do is go to russhedge.com and click on workshops. You select to sign up for the workshop, put in the promo code FREE. It's free for you today. Appreciate you. Thanks to Miriam Haugen and the Creative Hive that are sponsors of that today, Miriam Haugen Studios. So thank you for that. So, okay.
Yeah.
I think we have.
Let's get to the guests.
I know I have. Let's get moving. We're going to go ladies first. We're going to bring in Nancy all by herself first because she is ready. She's excited. Here she comes. Woohoo! Morning, Nancy.
Feel the positivity right there.
Good morning to you too. And good morning to everybody tuning in. Cheers.
We're going to give you some of your own Nancy time. And, we could go on and on about you, Nancy, how amazing you are and how much we appreciate you. It's all true. But why don't you, for the one person in the entire world that does not know you, let everybody know who you are and what you're up to?
All right. Well, I was named one of the top 50 most impactful people of LinkedIn. I am the Chief Engagement Officer at Voice Your Vibe and Chief Inspiration Officer for the Chick with the Tool Belt. I host a number of live streams, including the global award-winning What's Good Wednesday and Shout Out Saturdays with Brian Schulman. I am a cat mom. I am human. I am living life, radiating real and sharing my experiences with others so that they feel less alone, that they can learn to find their voice and use their voice. And I am, in my coaching Chick with the Tool Belt for both individuals and actually corporations, businesses, really how to reach your audience and connect and build a robust community, which in turn creates that robust, pipeline for business, because we do business with people we like, know, and trust. So that's a big one. In general, I don't know what I'm doing. No. And I like to point out all of the ugly, snotty, unsexy parts of the life I'm living, because I think that's so important to let others know exactly what's going on for real. If you're out there living life, it's hard. It can be a struggle, and that knowing you're not alone makes a huge difference. Having a community around you that loves, supports, and cheerleads you is critical to making this life, full, soul nourishing, heart exploding kind of thing. I'm terrible at promoting myself, so I probably didn't say a lot of things. But yeah, I'm around. I'm here.
I love the shows that you're doing. I love the authenticity. I will say authentic authenticity.
Thank you.
There's fakers out there, and I feel sorry for them, but tune into Nancy's programs and make sure everyone's following you.
Thank you.
Well, that's why we love you so much, Nancy, because you are all about community, all about blessing people. And that's why so many people show up for you. And our next guest, speaking of not having any idea what you're doing, here he comes, Mr. Tim Sohn.
So
Just
when
kidding,
Ever
just
put
kidding.
together the promo slide for this, she put a little animation in there that had. Now this is real, but
Real.
I'll
There
just
you
say
go.
Tim is the master of
Yes.
filters, and so she put a filter on there just in honor of our beautiful friend,
I didn't even
Mr.
make
Yes.
sure
Tim
my Snapcam was
Sohn.
working. Oh my goodness.
Did. And my Snapcam actually isn't working today, so I apologize for that. I do
no.
appreciate the
No.
filters on the promo.
Okay, well, we'll
go with that.
Let's
Yes.
see. I'm trying to see if I can get mine going.
Well,
We're
I want to tell
radiating
you
real
both.
today. That's what we're doing.
Yes. That's what I love about radiating real is the fact that what Nancy said when you were joking and said, I have no idea what I'm doing. We all were actually realistically radiating real at that point where we had no idea what we're doing, but all of us chose to do it anyway. Thank you. Thanks, Scott. That's beautiful. Beautiful. There you go. All I can do is put this over my eyes. There you go.
There we go.
All right.
There you go. I got nothing. I got real glasses. That's what I got.
There we go.
Hey, we have Mr. Alan Hennessy joining us this morning from Dublin. We just want to give a shout out to him because we just gave a shout out to the Global Tea Break this Friday. Don't forget, that's Alan and Scott.
Yeah.
The globalteabreak.com. Go there, sign up. Appreciate them. And speaking of UK flavor, our favorite doctor, Dr. Noopy's in the house.
Is there a doctor in the house? Yes, there is.
We have a lot of people here, so I don't have time to say hi to everybody, but just wanted to give a shout out to them real quick. So let's start off with Nancy again on the whole idea of what you have been able to accomplish with your good friend Brian Shulman and with Tim. I know you guys last night had a Showing Up for Cancer, amazing show. And so, tell us a little bit about all the things you've been able to accomplish with the community out there.
Well, everything that I've done has been because of the people who support me. My goal is to make people feel seen, heard, and valued. And truly, when you do that, that place of really understanding, sharing some vulnerability, that radiating real piece, you create real connections. And from those real connections, people want to see you succeed. And there's people like all three of you who have put me in the spotlight from day one, to give me opportunities to shine, to give me opportunities to succeed, to give me opportunities to meet more people and grow that community. And truly, it's because you have to care about the people around you if you want them to care about you. And like Scott said, not in that like, oh, hi, how are you kind of way, but like really being willing to listen and have the conversation that maybe no one wants to have. I mean, I'm out there talking about depression and sexual abuse and eating disorders because that's real life. I was on with Tim last night, had the privilege of joining that space, that showing up perspectives on cancer is an incredible space where people support one another. And this beautiful community shows exactly how big their hearts are. Being named one of the top 50 most impactful people on LinkedIn, which still blows my mind because I've been on the platform for like 10 months when that happened. But that is all thanks to it is all about the community because it's voted on by my peers. It's people who see my content, see me live, catch my videos, catch my replays, and I'm making an impact. That's truly what it says. Like I'm making an impact on them. And, I get to have the best of so many worlds because Connected Human Conversations, which is my live show, it's fun, but it tends to be more serious. We're tackling those taboo subjects and talking about things that, are really difficult. The last two episodes, one was Gabby Holland. She talked for the first time about her abuse, both sexual, mental, and physical, and entering the foster system and meeting the Halls and her life with them. And before that was Collier Landry, who talks about, his dad murdering his mom and the whole situation. These are not conversations that people are real comfortable with, but the more we have them, just like Tim's show, Perspective Showing Up in Cancer, yes, they make us uncomfortable, but the hope is that we all tolerate that discomfort just long enough to be able to learn and get comfortable enough to have the conversations, right? Because the more we're having them, that taboo won't do thing it starts to go away. When we talk about things, it starts to go away. And I'm a big believer in radiating real because it totally removes imposter syndrome. You show up as you are. There's nothing behind the curtain, nobody to worry about. You give yourself permission to show up made up in your pajamas and bathrobe. It doesn't matter, because the people who know you, the true you take off that mask and they love and accept you unconditionally. So I've been so fortunate. I've got, I have an anthology that I'm a part of that's in the works, another book that I'm a part of that's in the works. And all of this is really because I showed up as me. I just let the world see.
Yeah. Well, I've got to say real quickly there, Nancy, that from the time you were willing to jump on in your PJs on my live show, one of my early Russ Reels live, and just the fact that you are always so authentic, I think that is what I love about you, and what I love about Tim is that you're willing to take on the hard subjects, but then you're always looking on the bright side of things. Everything is not happy. Everything is not wonderful, but where we go from there and the attitude we keep is so important. And Tim, I think you've been
about eliminating that toxic positivity, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that we're happy every moment of every day and everything is roses and unicorns and sunshine. It's about appreciating the ups because you've had the downs. It's about getting through the ick so that you can turn to someone who's maybe a step behind you and say, I understand. Like, I've been there. I get it. And, I just made a post on depression, what a depression win looks like. I struggle with my mood, and it was a picture of me. I happened to put on a clean dress because that was one of my deals with myself that day, but I still had my pajama bottoms on. I had some awful red and white striped socks and my slippers on, and was schlepping a bag of laundry because I hadn't done laundry in a couple of weeks. That's a depression win. And I know that resonates with people. I know that there are people who have fought with themselves to get in the shower. I had that episode with Simon Ashok about, what it looks like to be depressed. And if I can make one person, like I said, feel seen, heard, and valued by sharing my story, because I have the privilege of being able to, then I am the luckiest human on this planet.
It's the unknown, right? That is the greatest fear. Yeah. And when we face those things, and Tim, I don't know that we actually got to let everyone know about all the great things that you're doing as well.
Seriously.
But
this man's on fire.
One of the things that Tim does, besides being a great producer, is he does the same thing. He addresses those hard issues. And Tim, you've been able to build a community, and I'll say people are falling into your gravity well that you've created, and bringing awareness to cancer.
Yeah, I appreciate you you mentioning that, Scott. Yeah, the Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer community, I really consider it a family. And I want to shout out Nancy. Nancy was an incredible guest co-host last night, and Erica Campbell was our guest last night. And Eric is actually going to be the new official co-host starting in August. So shout out to Erica. And it's really such a heart-centered community of people that have come together. And I really started sharing my cancer story just about a year ago. It was on June 11th, 2001 on Jenny Gold's Showing Up on Jenny Gold's podcast, not podcast show. that happened. And
I remember watching that.
What's that?
I remember watching that.
Yeah.
It was incredible. Like, what an amazing thing to do. And when you see someone share their story for the first time, you're in that space with them. It's one of the things I love about the coaching I do. When people start opening up to you and really sharing their story that they think doesn't really mean very much, right? Isn't very important. I went through this, but I started telling my story about, having been sexually abused by my grandfather until I was 16 years old, eating disorder, confronting him, depression. It's unremarkable to me because I live it. And so I think so many people feel that way about their story. And Tim, when you stepped forward and owned your story the way you did, first of all, it was like, it gives me chills to think about it because it was such a turning point for you, but you offered so much to this community in doing so.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you.
Sorry.
And I want to mention Jason Freeman, and I want to say that he said that it was okay that I mentioned this on social media. So Jason Freeman reached out to me the other day in an audio message, and he said he used to show up for the Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer show, and he sent me an audio message the other day, and he said, I feel so awful because I haven't been showing up for your showing up show. I haven't been showing up to your showing up show because cancer makes me feel uncomfortable, and because my grandmother passed from cancer, and you mentioned some other reasons too. And I sent him a message back, and I said, cancer is just by its nature, it's such an uncomfortable topic, right? We all have our own connections with cancer, whether we're a survivor or maybe a family member has passed, and there's so many different emotions connected to cancer, right? In that whole hour of the show, there's very serious moments. There might be laughter, there might be smiles, there might be puffs, there might be Kleenex, right? And I said, is there anything I could do to make the show more comfortable? I said, I know it's a show about cancer. I don't know if I just wanted his feedback. And I said, I invite you to come on Tuesday. And so he came back last night, and he felt better because we had the conversation on audio messages. And I know these kind of topics can be difficult, but people feel better when they come together and support each other, especially these kind of topics. And Nancy's show is also a show where, the topics can be heavy, right? But when we show up and support each other, I think it just makes it that much more, I don't want to say it's easier, but when we show up to support each other, it just makes it that much more special, I think. You connect with people, you make friends, and you support each other, if that makes any sense.
I think that is, I think that's critical to life, is having that support structure around you, having your friends. One thing I love about this community, and Tim, you said something that really resonates with me and really kind of hit I don't know, I don't even know how to put it, but I think besides the fact that your show is later and I'm not good at night, I don't show up as often as I should to that show.
And by night, Russ means like 4 o'clock in the
right
afternoon.
after 4. Well, he's up at 4 a.m. The poor thing. I mean, he's had a full day by 4 p.m.
But I think the whole cancer topic is tough for me. It is. I mean, for those people that know, my dad died of lung cancer and had dementia at the end as well, which made it really rough. And it is hard. It was hard holding his hand, him looking in my eyes, and as they're giving him, hospice is giving him medication to help the pain go away. And it's a hard topic. It is. Yeah, it really hits me.
But we do need each other. And this is, the research says that there's 2 types of support out there. So there's enacted support, and that's where, you take meals to people, or mow their lawn, or do something physically for them. But then there's also perceived support. And actually that is more important. And the research says that just knowing that there are people there for you. And so many times you'll hear this, I was up last night texting with somebody, right? Because they had an issue, or I gave them a call. This is so important. And so a friend of mine said, the definition of a friend is, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, your phone rings and it says, hey, Russ, this is Scott. I'm in Detroit. I need you to get here by tomorrow morning. And Russ says, okay, no questions asked.
Yeah, tell me where to meet you.
And that's what I see in this community.
Right. Yeah. I don't think there was a moment when we asked you two to come on today that you did. I mean, you just said like, sure, absolutely. I mean, and that's what I love. I know that schedules happen and people can't always make things, but when it's possible, The two of you have been an amazing example of just showing up and loving people. And yeah, I mean, we love you guys. We do. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I mean, I try to live a pretty authentic life the best that I can. And I think most of you that have got to know me over the last few years here on LinkedIn and different social media know that I'm pretty much a straight shooter. What you see is what you get. And so I just appreciate all three of you.
I just want to say, Tim, Nancy, we do love you guys and are thankful and grateful for the work that you're doing. And Tim, it's nice when you get recognized for the work that you're doing. So the work that you did with the 24 and the 12-hour broadcast, you were recognized. Take a moment and share what that was about. There was a beautiful photograph that came out.
Thank you. So I received the Mission Award from the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society for the 24-hour Open Your Hearts and Wallets.
I don't have filters, but I have
live stream fundraiser. Thank you, Nancy. Which was in April. We raised thousands of dollars over those 24 hours. There were 14 live streamers from Alaska across the United States to the United Kingdom that all volunteered their time, their hearts, their talents. There were cancer survivors interviewed, and musicians and entertainers and businesses and individuals who donated products and services toward a raffle in the last hour of the event. And it was just such an incredible 24 hours. So it was definitely nice to be recognized for the event, but I also want to recognize all the people that were involved in that, as well as the 12-hour event. It was just such an incredible community that came together.
Well, and I said it in the comments about it, I'll say it about all of you. I was thinking Scott and Russ, but our people's willingness to show up is as much a reflection, right, on the person who shows up as it is for the person they show up for, if not more for the person they show up for, really a reflection of that person, because we show up for people who show up for us. We show up for people who are there when everyone else takes a step back, they take the step forward, right? We show up for people who make us feel loved, accepted, valued, seen, heard. And so for Tim, for your 24-hour, for the shows you do, for Scott, Russ, same thing, even for myself, the people who show up, right? It's always humbling, I think, because we know it's a reflection on us that we have these people around us and they're willing to do, like you said, show up in the middle of the night in Detroit for us, whether that be really or where they show up for us in this community and online here with lives, replays, posts, and all that sort of stuff. So thank you to all three of you, because you have given me the honor of showing up for you. And I so appreciate that.
And I'll just say one more thing here before I know Russ is going to say that he's the responsible host. But I will just also say that when those friends of yours come and offer help, be a good friend and accept it. Let them help you.
Yeah.
Because if you're someone who likes to help, you know how good it feels to help. And that's how I'm not a good asker for help. I've gotten much better because my mindset has become, I know how good I feel when I get to help. And when I don't ask people for help, I'm denying people who care about me that same experience, that same feeling, that same heart glow. So.
Right. Well, also, we are truly better together. Tim, go ahead.
That's true. I was just going to say, I just wanted to thank all of you, because all of you on the screen have helped in some way with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society campaign. So I want to thank all of you for your help as well.
One thing I would like to add to that, Tim, is everybody thinks that everybody's out asking for money. There's so many good supports, so many good things to support, which is all true, by the way. There's a lot of great things to support.
Yes.
But I've always had the attitude, when possible, unless it's completely impossible for me, I always like to give something, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know about the story in scripture about the widow who gave her last 2 pennies, right? She gave out of her poverty. She gave out of not having a lot, but it was her heart. And I think that's what all of us need to think about. If you can give 2 pennies to the Lymphoma Society, your giving is, God will bless that. And I mean, I just think you will be better for it. So I just want to encourage everybody. You can still give to that, I'm guessing, Tim, right?
I believe you can still give until June 30th, technically.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And, I just want to encourage people to do that. I always encourage people. I always have once a month, I have a sponsor for the Alzheimer's Association. My mama has Alzheimer's, is in a memory care. So I always promote that as well. I think people need to, they need to give to those kind of things, because we never get better and find cures or help people without everybody doing their part. So when it's possible, you need to give. So, hey, being the responsible host, and I've already let it run over. Thanks for not calling me the bad host, Scott. Okay,
No,
so
you are you're responsible.
I can talk for 4 hours straight. So,
well, we all could. I'm sure we'd have no problem. So anyway, I just want to thank you guys both so much for being here today. I mean, really, I say it over and over, but I am better because of the 2 of you. I'm better because of the 3 of you, but I'm just talking about the 2 of you right now. I mean, you're amazing friends. We have never yet, I want to make sure that I get that in there yet, been in the same room together. But one day we'll give each other a big hug. We'll be in the same room, and I appreciate both of you. Yes, virtual hugs.
Russ is out walking every morning, 4:30. That winning lottery ticket's going to blow right into his hand. He's going to rent a hotel for a week. We'll fly everyone in, and there'll just be nothing but hugs and handshakes.
I always say I would be a perfect lottery winner because I intend to be really generous. I tried to get Tim's wife Joy to buy me a lottery ticket when they were in New York City. Thought if anything's going to win, it's going to be Joy buying a random lottery ticket in New York City.
That would be
there. You go.
Amazing. All right. Well, the biggest problem I have is that you have to buy one to win. So there you go. Okay.
Well, that's what I say. You got to find it when blowing down the street. So
yes,
I'm going to buy one in LA and just drop it and hope it makes it to you, Russ.
There you go.
There you go. Well, hey, we didn't have any snap filters today. We didn't have any crazy stuff. We had a serious moment, but we do have Kermit.
It was a beautiful show.
We can't have a big yay to end things off. So thanks everybody for being with us. All of Tim's connection information, Nancy's connection information, our connection information is all in the show notes. It's in the comments. You can go there. It's clickable. Click and connect to Tim. Click and connect to Nancy. Go watch Shout Out Saturday. Watch What's Good Wednesday. Watch Perspectives on Cancer showing up. All of the great shows. And Nancy's other show, I'm spacing the name, but whatever it is, go watch it.
Conversation. It's fine.
And make your donation. Make your donation.
Make a donation to the Lymphoma Society today. And just have an awesome day. We appreciate y'all being here. Till we see you again, have a great day. And
No. We're not.
Oh, there you go. Whatever you want to say. Okay. See you. Bye.
How do we?
Thanks for tuning in to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. If you enjoyed today's show, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or subscribe on YouTube. See you next time.